All right, guys, welcome to the HCG podcast. I'm Josh Courier. I have with me, as always, the Frag.
How's it going, everyone?
And Matt Wilkinson.
Yo.
And Bethesda's E3 conference just happened, so we are going to talk about what we saw there, what was cool, some of our speculations. But let's start out. I'm Josh Courier. I have with me, as always, the Frag.
How's it going, everyone?
And Matt Wilkinson.
Yo.
And
you can hear your own
Bethesda's
voice.
E3 conference just happened.
You feel the pain that we all feel.
Whoa, all right. Why don't we do another intro just for fun? All right, guys, welcome to the HCG podcast. I'm your host, Josh Courier. I have with me, as always, the Frag.
How's it going?
And Matt Wilkinson.
Yo. Do I need to do product placement as well?
Apparently. What do you got? This is, as always, brought to you by Nature Valley.
Ooh.
All right, guys, E3's Bethesda conference just happened, so we're going to go through and talk about some of the games that came out, what we saw, what we liked, what we hated, and we're going to talk about some speculation on some stuff. So, Frag,
I speculate Fallout 4 made an appearance.
Okay, good. Are we going to put that on the pre-E3? Like you're going to...
It's my prediction.
I predict. So, Frag, why don't you start? What was the first thing we saw at the Bethesda conference?
A lot of pre-show.
Oh my God, they were just killing time.
They really were. Oh my God, it was so painful.
We got to watch that whole 3 seconds of Doom
like five times. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like,
man.
There better be a purpose to this because I'm not too happy.
No, it took way too long, but you know, it ended and we finally got Doom, which looked pretty good. I'm not we can go into that, but I don't know, we got to see Doom.
Yeah. Well, Matt, you saw the Doom stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk to us? What did we see in Doom? What was big, flashy, and important about it?
Well, the graphics look good.
Of course.
It did.
I was watching it through Twitch, so maybe that blurred a lot of it, but it looked pretty solid.
Yeah, the YouTube feed was way better.
Significantly.
Maybe I should have been watching that. They had a lot of gory kill actions, chainsawing through monsters, ripping one's heart out and then feeding it to them. That was pretty good. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff I saw at Doom. Obviously, the gore stood out super, super big, but something that surprised me was how much we saw of the verticality. He was climbing up on boxes. We saw that he had like a double jump jetpack. Like that was very interesting. And you know, this is coming from a game that originally had no jump. You couldn't even look up and down. You know, like it's interesting to see how far that's gone. What were some other key things, Frag, that you saw?
The slowdown multi-weapons, which is really great. I was glad to see the ability to have more than just two. I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried about that, especially with the trend for the cross-platform first-person shooters of trying to compensate for consoles.
No, I don't think it's that. Honestly, like the two-gun idea, it's a cool game mechanic because it forces you to adapt to the situation. Whereas like a game like Doom, like you run into kind of the issue that once you get the super shotgun, when are you going to use the regular shotgun? Which they kind of answered in this one with giving it some sort of secondary mode. Like that was interesting.
Yeah, having the upgrades, that was really interesting. I didn't know if there were upgrades on the fly or if you unlocked them in a BioShock sort of fashion. Obviously, they didn't go into it. But during the Hell gameplay video, it did look like he just kind of strapped one on the fly, so I don't know, but I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, I thought that's interesting. A couple of the other things I noticed, melee attacks are directly targeted. You notice that he would actually look down at the foot of a character and then melee from there to do these instant kills, and they had to be stunned, so I assume that was why they flashed those colors. So I assume you could go in shotgun and then take out weak guys with a melee attack. I have to wonder how powerful that's going to be, especially like for multiplayer. Like if that becomes the game, I don't know if I want to play that because I already get pissed off when I get knifed in Call of Duty. So I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't really cover the melee action in the multiplayer. I'm on the fence on the multiplayer. I really on the melee. I'm on the fence. As soon as I saw, I was like, oh wow, very Serious Sam of them. Because in Serious Sam, you can go up and you can punch the guy, rip out its eyeball, and like toss it. I was like, it reminded me of just like way more brutal Serious Sam 3 melee mechanic, which
I don't have a problem with that personally.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm on the fence on it.
Yeah,
is all.
I was also surprised to see, and I want to say this is what was happening, but you saw the chainsaw get used. I think you could control the chainsaw. Like you could see that they were cutting down in these kind of arcs and curves, or like cutting straight across the head.
I don't think so, because if you watch the chainsaw, they chopped at the same angle multiple times, and it cut through at the same angle every time.
It didn't every time. Go watch it again. Like it comes out different spots and around, straight down, and then away. I actually think you could control the chainsaw. I'll put some money on that. Now, Matt,
I'll take your money.
What did we see at a Doom multiplayer? So that was something they revealed.
They were like adding a lot of customization stuff to it. It's kind of like a mix between what's the Halo, the Forge?
Yeah, Halo Forge.
Halo Forge, and for the more old school PC guys, maybe UT Mutations.
Yeah. Which
there's something I haven't thought of in a long time.
I think that's a great idea, honestly. Like, embrace that community because, Doom was one of those first early mod games for a lot of people. And the fact that they are so welcoming, and it looks like they're giving a lot of really powerful tools to modders to use to come up with great ideas. I mean, that's how we got Counter-Strike. That's how we got the fucking MOBA craze. Like, all that was just modders with great tools.
Well, I think they're trying to balance out the PC and the consoles, because the consoles don't really have mod support.
Right.
Unless you have a game where it's tightly integrated like this.
Yeah. So that would be good. I'm interested to see that. Are you concerned, Matt, that they are doing both PC and console releases?
A bit. When I saw the controls and they're selecting guns and stuff, I'm like, that's a console-looking control for gun swapping. So I kind of get worried that they're going to lose the fast action kind of, Doom is just running around shooting demons like crazy. I'm sitting there the mouse has to be slow because they have to slow the rate down to make up for the fact that the controller you're just slower than a mouse. I get a little worried about that kind of stuff. They'll probably do it right because for Christ's sake, it's still id.
Right.
None of the original guys.
Right.
It's still id. There's people. If anyone understands that, it has to be them.
I do have to wonder, when they talked about before the conference how fast this game is and how it's all about just straight fast action, I don't know. I kind of expected Quake level speed, and I didn't see it. Do you guys agree with that? Did the game look plenty fast already? I felt like it just was slower than I expected. For
if they're targeting a console audience, it's quite fast.
It's perfect, yes. But again, I'm going back to Quake. Like Quake, that game is
Quake
on crack and speed.
So. By the time someone shoots you in Halo, Quake player would have railed you 3 times, made himself a sandwich, and gone down to the store to pick up the kids. Quake's its own thing when it comes to speed games.
Sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, I think you're right. I think for console speed, it was perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Watching him shoot a couple of the guys with the super shotgun, I was like, I don't know. I was hoping that was a one-hit kill at that range, and then keep on moving for speed purposes.
I think it depends on the creature. Like he was doing it with some of the smaller ones, and that totally makes sense.
And I was referring to the peons.
Yeah. Oh, he did it on the peons, especially in the hell level.
I saw a couple. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
I think one last thing we need to talk about, they showed at least one power-up, which looked kind of cool, which turned you into one of the Revenants. That was really neat, flying around. I'm really hoping... We haven't had a good first-person shooter that brought back power-ups in a long time. If you guys remember, quad damage and stuff like that. So it would be cool to have that come back,
Yeah. I like how they also didn't take, Fallout... Fallout. You can see what's on my mind.
Calm down.
Doom 3, how it was super dark in the atmosphere-wise. They didn't show anything like that at all in this one. It was a lot more brightly lit, but also, it definitely wasn't giving you the survival, hide from the enemy, sort of... I didn't get that feel. It definitely felt the run, gun,
Doom 3 had
shoot.
survivor horror
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
It wasn't really that kind of game, but it did have that feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
They went for jump scares. This game is going for like all out gore.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the right move. I 100% think it's the right move for Doom. So
I know I'm nitpicking it a little bit, but
what a surprise.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't. I don't like the UI of glowing enemies. I do not like it. I didn't like it at all. I felt like it was kind of taking away from the fact that, like, oh, they're demons. Give me, like, don't glow them. Let me see them. Let me...
There are other ways they could have done it that didn't look like a shield around it or whatever.
Yeah, like that's what I was like, is it a shield or am I scanning?
It's telling you they're ready to be meleeed. I'm pretty sure is what that does.
Like, there's different ways of projecting that. Like, they may not be as obvious, might be the reason. Because, like, if they're the demon and, like, then blood just starts pouring out of its chest or something, you know it's weak. That would be a very Doom way of showing that this thing is ready for, like, a physical takedown.
Yeah.
Right. I found it very distracting and it kind of took me away from the action of it. And the fact that it's on every enemy, sure. Like, at least the impression I got, I don't know. I could have done without that. But, I mean, again, it was very pretty. Hell looked awesome.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, and when in doubt, add more skulls. I mean, come on. It's good.
So that's targeted spring 2016 release. The second I heard that, I knew Fallout wasn't going to be spring. No way they would have released both. Real quick, they brought up Bethesda.net. So it looks like they're trying to create a center hub where all their news is and all their games. I was talking to Frag. We were watching it together. All I could think is Bethesda making you play? Is that really what they're doing? Yeah. I'm hoping it's not that invasive. Any thoughts on
I hope.
Bethesda.net? I almost said Battle.net.
I know, right? I hope they don't do the Facebook-like integration games that Uplay does. You know what I'm talking about?
Like all too well. Assassin's Creed, yep. Far Cry. Matt, what were your thoughts on Bethesda.net? I mean, what do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I just... They need to stop splitting things up. I would be happy if they had some kind of, like, standard API for making these kind of social... like things, and then you could have Steam or GOG, whatever, or Origin, and they would all kind of work together. That would be lovely. It's not going to happen, but I would be really happy if something like that did. So I didn't have to open my Steam account to open my Uplay account to open my game. Now it's going to be I open my Steam account to open my Bethesda.net account, and then log into Elder Scrolls Online account, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, somebody damn log into to get to my stupid game.
Okay, real quick, are you really going to log into Elder Scrolls Online? Let's just be honest here, man.
No. I was thinking they might do some kind of Fallout Online, but I guess we'll get to that kind of impression later.
Yeah, but I do have one last question regarding Doom. It's just called Doom. It's not Doom 4. It's not Doom 3.5. It's Doom. It looked like they brought a lot of the original enemies back from the original Doom game. Do you think this is a Doom remake or re-envisioning or whatever?
I would honestly say that Doom does not have a strong enough story for me to care if they reboot it. Like, it could be the same game.
You don't really reboot Doom. There's not like a story there.
The only thing I'll ask is if they bring back the story from Final Doom. I don't know if you guys know. I don't remember which one of the additional levels, but you find out the whole point is that they killed his bunny and he went back to get revenge. I'm cool with that story. Let's just go with that for all of them.
Are you shitting me?
No, isn't it like the story of John Wick?
Oh my God!
All right, let's move on. Battle Cry. What are your guys' feelings? Honestly, this is not a game I followed at all for Bethesda.
It looked like Asian TF2.
Yes, 100%.
Did we talk about Doom Horde mode, by the way?
Well, it's not a horde mode. That's just part of the...
It's a horde mode.
No. What it is they're showing what you can do with their game-making engine that they're giving you. Okay. So, yes, it's a horde mode, but it's not made by Doom, guys. Like, the point is that anybody could make this.
I see.
And
they were talking about their... Yes. What's it called again? Their Snap Reader? No.
It's
Snap.
called...
Something Snap.
Such a stupid name, if I recall.
Snap.
Wow, I should have wrote down. I'm pretty sure I did.
I know we tweeted about it. I know, right?
Yeah.
Once those 140 characters leave your phone or whatever, they're
Yeah,
just
it's gone. It's gone.
Goes from the mind to the fingers and out the phone.
All I remember is that someone in chat
Sneak,
mentioned it should be called the Doom Room, and they're disappointed
It
that
totally should be called the Doom Room.
Where the hell did they call it the Doom? That's such a better
Yeah.
name.
Snap
Thank
map.
you.
Yeah, Snap map. Yeah,
Snap
Doom
map,
Room is
yeah.
so much better.
it's not.
They need
What
to go and
Snap
change
map?
all
All
their-
right, all
so
right, all right. We've
stupid.
talked about Doom. Let's move on to Battle Cry Frag.
Oh, do we have to?
No more horror. Don't bring us back. Battle Cry. Thoughts, impressions. Asian TF2 is probably the best description. It looks
There we
like
go.
that's what they're
Done.
going
Let's move
for.
on.
Yeah. I didn't think it looked that good. I don't know.
It looked a little heavy on the melee, which might be a slight twist to it because they have a little bit more.
The what? The melee?
Yeah, with more close
Melee?
combat.
Yeah.
Melee.
Which it's a nice move, but I also kind of wonder if I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of people just running up and slicing each other back and forth. Is that the strategy? I don't know.
It seemed like it because, like, if you notice when people were in combat, it's like they were both hitting each other. There was no hit reactions. It's just like who can hit the button the fastest and who can hit it first.
Sure.
All right, that was the impression I got. Like, it looked pretty, I guess. Some of the mechanics were interesting, like the guy with the polearm, like the enforcer, I think it was, with his like halberd or whatever it was, can turn into like a shield as he's running. Okay, that's cool, but overall, it just seemed like run and hit A bunch of times. Like that was the strategy I got from.
They needed more hats, so they're making a TF2.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to a game that I was very excited to see, and I was happy to see it. Dishonored 2. So, Matt, what did we see from Dishonored 2? What was new that you noticed?
Well, new character.
Yeah, Emily
Character.
Coldwin.
Yeah, they went with a female. It sounds like you can play either,
You can, yeah, her and Corvo.
and they have entirely different power sets.
Yeah.
I listened a little bit to the after thing. There's no overlap between what her powers are.
wow.
So, for instance, Corvo can blink, but she has like this far reach thing, like this
Like a grappling hook almost.
yeah, some kind of grappling hook thing. Looks good from the trailer. I'm trying to remember.
No gameplay. No.
Yeah, they didn't have a gameplay. I was like,
Yeah.
they didn't have any of that.
Which makes me think 2016 fall at the closest. Which makes sense. Bethesda's going to need something out at that time anyway. Because you figure Doom's going to be shot in spring. You've got, obviously, Fallout, which we'll get to. So, yeah, Dishonored, probably not even close. But, yeah, I mean, that looked great. I like that whip mechanic. That looked neat. We saw her turn into some sort of, like, ghost smoke monster thing that was going on, too. Like,
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
yeah. And she has
I didn't
that-
get into Dishonored, so I don't have anything.
Oh, you should. That game is so good.
It is a fun game. One thing in Dishonored, like they like an intro movie or something to it. All the things he does in the intro movie, you can do in the game. That was one of those nice things they
That's
did
cool.
with that. So
Yeah.
I'm actually the things she did in there. I kind of expect to be able to do the same stuff in the game.
Oh, I loved when she threw that vial, slowed down time, and then shot the vial out of air. Like
Yeah.
that'll 100% be in that game. There's
Well,
no
you can
way
do
it
that in
won't
the
be.
original with grenades, I think.
Oh, probably. But yeah, I
shoot
mean,
the
that was
grenades.
super neat. I don't have anything else. We know it's set in a new city, so it's a new coastal city, so we've got a new area to walk around. I'm going to assume it's going to be bigger, obviously, than the last game.
Are the whales extinct yet? I guess is the next question. Have they
Well, they
reached peak
talked
whale?
about. I watched a little bit of the post show, and they did talk about the world you're going to be in, and it's another sector of the Empire.
Sure.
I guess
Yeah.
they talked a little bit about it in the DLC for Dishonored 1, obviously.
Right.
But again, I don't know much about the Dishonored series. All I know is okay, they're talking about somewhere else.
All right, let's go past this one real quick. I didn't want them to do it, but of course, Elder Scrolls Online was shown, so
They had to.
have more areas. They have new quests that came out on consoles. Let's move on to something else.
No, I mean, they had to do it. I mean, the Elder Scrolls hasn't been doing real well. They need to talk about it. They need to get some sort of hype for it, especially now that they're going to go to free-to-play, so they're going to introduce some whatever stuff.
Does it have a chance on the consoles? Because the MMO market in PC is just swamped. But on the consoles, I don't know how
think
big is
it
that.
might I think it might do well on the consoles.
It's doing well on the
especially
consoles.
as free
It's
to
out.
play. Oh yeah, that's right. It is
Yep.
already out. I'll go ahead and download it, I guess. And
You still have to
maybe
buy the
not.
game.
Oh, you do
not-
have to buy the game?
Yes.
That's not really free to play.
It's not a monthly charge for an MMO. Hey, I can put quotes now. This is awesome having video.
Imagine when you make the audio version of this,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
Oh crap.
Okay, so they're doing like a Guild Wars 2
Yes.
or Guild Wars
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
You pay for it. Okay.
So I don't
Fuck
know.
it then.
I'm someone who went all the way to level 50 on Elder Scrolls. I could tell you that game is not that exciting. It's just very generic as an MMO, and part of the problem with Elder Scrolls is it's an in-depth world, but it doesn't have the kind of characters that you instantly get a hold of in seconds. Something like World of Warcraft, where everything's so cartoony and colorful. It's very easy to get into those characters, and you don't need to invest a lot to understand them.
and I think the annoying thing with Elder Scrolls Online is they missed what they should have done, which is co-op.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls co-op is what they should be doing, not massive amount. It doesn't make sense because everyone's the hero, and you go to a dungeon that no one's been into thousands, and it's like 20 guys in there running around like idiots, and it's like this doesn't work. But
There's that.
2-player co-op could be so good in something like that. Maybe
Yeah.
4-player.
2 to 4, and then set it up as like a Phantasy Star Online style, where hub worlds everyone's at, and then you go out and quest, and that's a different area.
Okay,
That's what I
so
would want.
exactly like Guild Wars then, where you have Guild Wars 1, where you have the main hub and everything else is like an instant.
Maybe, but I personally hate MMOs, so I'm probably not the right person.
I agree. I can't do them.
But we spent too much time on ESO because, frankly, I
Well,
don't
what
care.
about the
Shut
Elder
up.
Scrolls
Let's go to the card game. Yes, that's
Yeah.
next.
Oh
Elder
my
Scrolls
God.
Legends. Boy, guys, I don't know.
All right, moving along.
They didn't show the gameplay. I noticed that.
No.
Like they did a lot of here's some cool still images of the characters. I gotta wonder what kind of card game. Are they going after the Hearthstone market? Hearthstone? Or are they going after like the traditional, you get 3 characters, you send them on a quest and it's timed. Like it doesn't explain what kind of card game that's gonna be.
play. Got it.
And you have to, it makes me nervous, and it makes me wonder, what do they mean by a mobile card game in this day and age? It's 2 totally different things. And if you don't show me gameplay, it makes me think that you don't feel confident about your gameplay.
So they're trying to
Yeah.
make they're trying to be Valve, and now they're trying to be Blizzard.
Mm-hmm. That's something I found very interesting throughout this conference is they have their core tent pieces, but they have so much stuff that is trying to catch up to everyone else. Like they had a MOBA that failed just recently. I mean, they've got the card game, they've got this, and then of
What
course
was
they
their
have
MOBA?
I don't remember the name of it, but it got canceled.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
So I
It's
mean,
very forgettable.
they seem to be buying up these companies just to chase trends, and like you don't want to see that. And we just got done talking about it. They made an MMO like after MMOs are no longer relevant. I mean, sort of relevant, but I don't want to see them this way. Like they have Elder Scrolls, they've got the true Elder Scrolls series, they've got Fallout, they've got Wolfenstein, they've got Doom. Like those are great tentpole titles. Like build more of that extra content for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Now that we're done talking about all the other less important stuff, let's go straight into it. We knew Fallout 4 was going to be there. They finally showed it. Hype? Are we hyped?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't ever have me do that on camera again. Oh my god!
Let's start with you, Matt. What was the first thing that popped out for Fallout? What was the big surprise for you?
Well, there was a lot of Fallout, so
Yeah.
I think the big surprise is multiplayer. But I don't know if you want to save that till later.
Yeah, let's wait on that one.
Yeah, but I remember they kind of had like a 2-character thing. Like you kind of make 2 characters, and you have a kid.
Well, it's so you could choose to be a man or a woman. So you play the husband or the wife in the duo.
Well, yeah, but it looks the fact you make both of them and you have a kid makes me expect that there's some kind of
Well,
you're gonna
I
rent
don't
to
know
them or
if you
something
made
about
the
them.
wife. I mean, I don't
No,
think
you
it was
can.
like
You do.
You could,
Yes,
but I don't
yes.
think that was important. That wasn't it was which one do you want to play? You could totally make them both.
I'm just
but-
saying
maybe.
I expect it to be important. They could also they say they might do co-op because they could do co-op with that or something, a husband and wife
I
team
didn't
or something.
They
catch
didn't
So,
say
was that
anything
the
about
first
co-op.
Yeah. they need co-op in
That
those.
was only in your
type of
dreams.
game.
I know.
I think the issue is VATS. Like, how would you deal with VATS in a co-op environment? That's probably why they wouldn't do it. If I had to guess.
I don't think with 2 players, VATS wouldn't be that bad.
Stop pausing the game every 10 seconds. I'm looking to see if something's around me. That would be Frag.
What? That's fair. All right.
Yeah. You do have to wonder, they added in the fact that the mother and the father determine how the baby looks, and we know we're not playing the baby. So why even put the time and effort into doing
That's
that?
what I was going up.
That's an interesting question.
And they also said that you're the sole survivor of Vault of 111. So did your kid not make it? Did your wife not make it? My guess is that probably descendants are still alive of somewhere.
Ghouls!
Well, you know what? I was connected to the kid from the video. Now I'm just hurt.
You don't want like a baby ghoul?
Yeah, that'd be adorable.
No. No.
You know, and we've got to say, so they tell you that this happens 200 years later. So
God, can you imagine when he's teething?
whenever you go to sleep, no, Fred. You somehow go to sleep, you wake up 200 years later. Like, that's interesting that they would even talk about that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what that's going to mean for gameplay, what that's going to mean for a story.
Agreed.
What about you,
Can't
Frag?
wait.
Something that popped out to you?
Oh my God, customization.
Yeah, a ton.
Wow. Oh God, the customization. Being able to, like the example they originally gave of the like laser pistol, and then making it into a rifle, making it into whatever, and having the like radios and clocks and all these little items in the game actually have more of a purpose to gather resources like screws or wires or whatever.
It's what they're doing is they're trying, all those survival games they have on the PC that are all early access. They're trying to make one of those. And since none of those, I think, are actually, officially out, they might actually beat them to the punch for having the game fully out. So they're trying to follow the trend, but they're racing ahead, so they try to get to the finish line first.
It looks amazing, though.
They talked about 50 base weapons and 700 modifications for the guns. So that's a huge amount of custability. And not to mention that the parts you get to make stuff isn't like hidden. Like, actually, I don't remember how Fallout 3 did theirs. But you could just pick up stuff. Schematics, right? So you could just pick up stuff and then take it apart and get the screws from it. So you no longer have to worry about just having a bunch of junk that's worthless. Like Fatty are carrying around food for some reason.
Shut up. All right. I ate the
now
food because it weighed more.
So you're going to carry all the junk now because it's all maybe useful.
Yes. Yep. That's how I roll in Witcher, so. Frag, you talk about how beautiful it is. I was blown away with how bright it was. Because that was something that I felt like Fallout didn't quite do, is like everything was so dark and dreary. And like it just made everything, but like when the sun's out, everything looks like more of a juxtaposition to me. And I thought that was really neat.
I wonder what the story implications are going to mean for that, because you saw blue sky, like you were saying. You saw everything looked cleaner.
It's the more pleasant side of a post-apocalyptic apocalypse.
Yes.
The
So the thing is, like, it's in
post-apocalyptic.
Boston. It's on the East Coast. It's in Boston. They did confirm that, which we all knew anyway. But, like, is there no... Did they not get hit? I mean, not everywhere's going to get hit, but, like...
I'm fairly certain that they took some damage.
I have no doubt they did, but it's really one of those questions, like, how much damage did it take and what are the long-term implications? I'm really intrigued to hopefully see them discuss some of that.
Okay. Some of the other stuff, we hinted at it, but I really like the fact that the game starts at the pre-Fallout period.
Yes.
Like, that's not something we've really gotten a chance to explore in anything other than like cutscenes or discussions. And this is going to be the time that we'll get a little bit of time to actually kind of see this world as bright and cheerful before it got all effed up.
You might actually get to see it get effed up.
Yeah. One of the other things too, we saw, of course, the return of the dog, which everyone seemed very, very excited about. Frag, how are you going to handle the dog again?
Stay here. I promise I'll be right back. Oh, I'm not gonna lie though, it looked interesting the way they handled the dog, of being able to like, hey, go grab me that wrench, or actually seeing it attack in the videos. They didn't specifically have you watch the dog attack, like, look, here's the AI of your pet, but you did see it actually like dragging people by the foot away, or trying to attack people. I think it's still going to get in the way, and I'm probably going to accidentally kill the dog.
That's the question. How easy is it to kill the dog?
Yeah.
Because it's been pretty fragile in all the other games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dog.
Well, until I put it with cyber armor and perhaps some lasers to its head.
OMG, make it happen.
Lasers,
I'm putting a mini nuke to it.
Oh my god. Put a little portable fat boy on its back.
Yep.
There you go.
We saw that. We noticed the contextual commands for the dog. Also, a layered armor system this time. So a lot of flexibility on how the armor looks and what you can do with it. And you get to wear a dress, which, frankly, finally. No? Okay, moving on.
Wait. You've never been able to wear a dress in the Fallout series? I specifically remember nightgowns and things like that.
Oh, probably. What did you guys think of that collector's edition, Pip-Boy?
Oh!
What'd you think, Matt?
I think it's a nice idea. It's a fun little thing. It's a collector's edition. You got to have something kind of gimmicky. And to be fair, as far as gimmicks go, that's a pretty good one. I think what the guy say? The guy said, I mean, I don't like these kind of things, but as far as they go, this one's really fucking good.
Yeah.
that was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that game looks so pretty.
I don't know about the Pip-Boy. I don't know. I got super excited when I saw it, and the second I saw it, it was like a glorified phone case. I was like, oh. I mean, it's cool, but
the thing you're missing now is where you got your dick friends with their Apple Watches, and you have a working Pip-Boy.
Hold on. What's up? Yeah, God, my N gauge does not fit in this. Yeah.
But man, you can play Donkey Kong on it. You can play, Asteroids.
I love the little mini games. That was neat.
And it looked like it was actually. It sounded like it was actually supposed to be literally the same as the Pip-Boy in the game. Can you be playing with that while you're playing the game? Like, like you literally look at your thing for the Pip-Boy, and they could do that.
They totally could.
They couldn't do that. They just have the phone, internet connect to it.
Yeah.
Put the controller down, so up to that would be fun.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
Shit, that would be awesome the first time. Then you're like, hold on, VATS mode.
You don't do VATS mode that way.
You would you'd click a button and in VATS mode would happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever. Let me be realistic for a moment.
Thank you.
It's the collector's edition. It's gimmicky.
Yeah.
It's a good. I think as far as gimmicks go, it's a good one.
Yeah, it looks cool, and the fact you can actually wear it, that's better than that Halo helmet we accidentally bought.
Oh God. I find it so funny whenever I go to stores and I still see it like up on the display on the wall somewhere. I'm like, you never sold this either.
Frag, you were going to talk about graphics. Go for it.
Oh my God, it looks so pretty. Moving on.
Really? I will say
the game looks gorgeous.
I will say the amount of detail in the environment was very impressive. I was noticing that right away.
Remember what they... Sorry, go ahead.
Going from Witcher, those faces are terrible. Like the animation seemed really, really stiff compared to like Witcher, which looks really, really good. Mostly good, but the face and body and animation textures felt really last gen to me. Did you guys agree?
4?
Fallout 4, yeah.
Yeah, we're comparing against Witcher, and Witcher is like almost best of breed in most anything these days. Mm-hmm. If you're running it, is it possible they might have been showing like a console version? No, probably not. They don't.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, Fallout's never had great faces in the first place. I mean, look at Fallout 3 when that game came out.
None of the Elder Scrolls games.
No,
they had good faces.
Never. Not Elder Scrolls Online either. I'll just put that there too.
Yeah, I mean, Elder Scroll Skyrim had decent faces, but they weren't amazing. Mm-hmm. They were passable.
This is what, 6 years from Skyrim? I'm just saying I was hoping for more.
I don't know. I wasn't really too distracted by the face. I was really distracted by all of the like how they render every little object on the screen. Like how they talk about right off the bat how every little thing's been created and the details that goes behind every little object.
That sounds more like
awesome.
the art design mentality than the actual, maybe necessarily the implementation.
I don't know. But I mean, every little detail, like all the wires, every little thing as well looked just freaking fantastic. Josh, do you want to talk about what I just read on our Twitch feed for a second?
I just saw it too, so we're looking at that as well. So,
yeah.
No Creep for You, which thanks a lot for watching, has brought up that apparently Half-Life 3 might have just been leaked on Twitter? So
I'm seeing a picture here.
All right.
I don't want to be that person, but if you're just getting my hopes up to get them crushed again, it's a solid steel heart now. It makes sense. We've talked about the fact that PC is finally having a conference, and we just heard also that Valve's the VR headset got pushed back till spring, right?
Next year, I think.
Just next year, flat, huh?
Yeah. If they're going to do Half-Life 3, I expect they're going to use it to sell VR. That's going to be what they're going to use it for.
Maybe. Or this is the conference, announce Portal 3, announce Half-Life 3, and then come out. God, this is going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting.
This will be really intriguing.
No,
I'm sorry, I saw you just... Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
It wasn't steel. Okay, moving on.
I was like,
dirty
no.
We'll see.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go back. We know PC has a
You guys are
conference.
both too trusting.
Oh God, internet! So why did you betray me?
We'll
How
cut
many
it out.
times are you going to fall for this?
Every time. All right.
God damn it!
Let's talk about that building stuff. Getting your own town. Holy crap!
Oh,
that
yeah.
looks awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Like I was saying, they're going for the whole kind of survival horror, early access games. Pretty hardcore. That's what that is. They're literally making one of those.
Yeah.
Slash tower defense.
Well, some of those are that way. Starforge is pretty much tower defense with building things like that. Like I've seen all those mechanics before.
Sure.
It's just I've never seen it in a really polished game. So that if they get this out, which it sounds like the schedule is, they might actually get something out good and early. They might steal the thunder for that type of game.
I've actually talked about me and a friend Tabor talked about the fact in Fallout 3 what could we add, and that was 100% what I wanted. Like having your own city to be able to do with what I want in that city, create it, bring NPCs in, the farming. I even called the farming. They're listening to me. I think it's a great idea. I cannot wait to spend time. And the fact that you have multiple cities you can make, and you can even put caravans between them, like, oh man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna waste so much time doing that.
It's completely optional. No, not for me. It's not. But the other thing I want to talk about: did you notice how mobile your character was in Fallout 3 and New Vegas? If I recall, you could not sprint. You had one running speed.
Mm-hmm.
But you got like jetpacks. Looked like I could be wrong. Looked like a ground slam. I could be wrong on that, but I could have sworn I saw that when you were in power armor. Being able to customize your power armor, like one appendage at a time if you wanted to. Oh my god!
And I'm trying to figure out, is this multiplayer only, that kind of customization, like that real customization part, or is that the single player as well?
I don't think there's any
multiplayer. Yeah.
Oh,
did you hear that I got a post show or something? Or?
Well, I was looking at the city building. I'm like, oh, that's obviously for multiplayer. My brain was like, that's obviously for multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
They haven't announced
that's every game I've seen like that. You build a city, you bring your friends in to kind of look around, and then they blow it up because they're assholes. That's how it works.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I would love for that to be announced. Honestly, I don't think it is. I think that would have been a keynote for them to bring up at E3, and they didn't. So, sorry, Matt. If you want,
if I keep saying it, it'll be true at some point.
If let me log into your account. I'll fuck up your city.
I don't know why you're so hoping for a multiplayer anyway, Matt. You don't have any friends.
That's true. I'm hoping for co-op. I get two computers and play both at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
Well, when you're talking about this kind of mobility,
Single-player masturbation.
something that got shown too was that you could call in a vehicle. And Frag and I had the same question: can you pilot it? Like that's something we want to know.
Oh yeah. That looked really fun. Again, they have incorporated, and they even fully admitted they've incorporated so many things that they've seen in some other games or other studios do, and they just put it all into Fallout. And I'm so far really happy that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to talk about that release date? Holy crap!
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Coming out this year, November 10th, 2015.
So
oh my god!
Less than 5 months away. That's probably the most. I think that's the big thing from this.
I could not stop
day.
shaking after I saw it once they announced that. I was so blown away. Josh and I kept talking about other things after the show and the announcement. Every couple minutes, I just went, "Holy shit!" Like, I did not expect it this year, November 10th. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I am super, super excited.
I concur. So, all right. A little after thing, they're making a mobile game, Fallout Shelter.
It looks good. I'm totally going to download it, though.
Comes out for iOS only.
Yeah.
I thought they said Android as well.
Well, it's not on Android, I don't think. They might be releasing it for
He said
Android.
Android and iOS.
I only heard iOS because he said they were partnering with their partners at Apple. Let's find out. Now's the time.
Did they not? They don't seem to realize most people have Android phones.
What? I didn't hear that. Oh, no creep for you is now following. Thanks a lot. I think you're gone though.
He's just going to come in every once a week or something. Hey,
Half-Life's here.
Half-Life 3's out, guys. Half-Life 3. He's like, damn it.
Can't believe we fell for that so easy.
This is the time for those leaks. Fallout Shelter. This is great. This is great podcasting right now.
Oh, we'll be cutting
Okay,
this
I found an article somewhere that has a correction that says an earlier version of this post incorrectly reported that the game would be available on Android as well as iOS.
God damn it!
So, dropping the ball there a little bit.
I could have sworn they said Android on the during the announcement. I'll have to go back and watch it.
It is coming out on Android, but it's an iTunes exclusive.
God damn it.
So I have to have
Maybe
iTunes.
give iTunes a little time for it to update. It'll be there. We will have info about Android version later. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it's just their Android dev team just dropped the ball. That they tried for it, because I would feel annoyed if they didn't at least try to have them at least at the same time.
Well,
What does Apple need money for? Apple's got more money than God.
That's how they get it.
They hate Apple.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't know. All right, overall, Bethesda conference, how was it? Everything you wanted? Anything you didn't see that you were expecting?
Without Fallout, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
With Fallout, holy shit! All right.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I think pretty much agree. Like without Fallout, it would be decent, but Fallout's really what kicks it out to. I'm kind of curious how the other ones are going to compete. I could see them competing, but I think they're going to actually have to put some effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bethesda did the right thing. They totally knew Fallout was going to be their biggest thing, and like they said, we can only do the one demo. So what's the one game they're going to choose? Fallout.
Yeah.
You know, so
It also
I
sounds
think
like
that
the closest to release, surprisingly. I think that was the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
Of all these games, Fallout's coming out next. It's like, really?
What a
well,
perfect.
you can now sign up for the beta for Battlecry.
That is probably one of the most perfect ways. I mean, 5 months is a perfect amount of hype. We get games that are told to us like 2-3 years before, and they do this slow release. Like, we knew. There's no one who didn't know Fallout 4 was coming. But, like, remember last year when everything was, when's Fallout 4? Are we going to see Fallout 4? Like, people were digging for it and came up with nothing. And yet, we get surprised when Fallout 4 finally gets released and we get to see what this game is. I don't know about that. We're surprised. Go on.
I'm kind of wondering if somebody accidentally hit the little button to release that fake website page with the timer and all that, and then we're like, oh shit, no, that was supposed to be for next year, or we thought we could do it this year.
2014. Oh god, we built this website like 4 years ago.
Yeah, he just walks in. Guys, for that Fallout game, I screwed up on the website. You're gonna have to get it done 2 years earlier. Chop.
Yeah. Now that
because it said it was going to be in Boston, too. So
I will say that the Bethesda conference was, obviously, with Fallout, it's an amazing game, and they did their primary coverage on it. Starting with Doom was a good move. That was a great, fast-paced game. And, of course, seeing some of Dishonored, it's... Part of it, I really enjoyed. Part of it, there was no surprises for me. Like, everything that I was hyped about was what I saw. They talked about having surprises, but their surprises were shit that we don't care about. Like, you
don't care for Elder Scrolls Legends?
I don't care about a card game. I don't care about Fallout Shelter. I'd care more if it was on Android, but it's not. So, overall pretty good. No shockers, but solid all around. A- for me. I think it was a great conference.
They had one shocker this year in 5 months.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I expected spring, so... I knew it had to be soon. 4 years.
I expected next year in November, just like Matt. So
yeah, but you guys are way off. So let's call this podcast good.
Right month.
Let you guys know tomorrow, tons of conferences going on. We have Microsoft. We've got not Nintendo. We got Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and Sony all happening tomorrow. And then of course Tuesday we're going to have the Nintendo digital event and SquareSoft. Join us back here 8 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday. We're going to have more podcasting to do. We'll wrap up some of the conferences. We're going to break them out over 2. And then, of course, Friday will be our final overall how did all the conferences go. So, Matt Frag, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and if you guys like what you saw, make sure to like below, subscribe. What is that button? Follow? Follow below. I need to get this down. And check out our Facebook, our YouTube, our Twitter, and, of course, hardcorecasualgamer.com. We will have coverage all week for E3. So, see you guys later.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.